What's up guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be diving back into the Nissan Hardbody, and I'm super excited to start tearing up the engine bay. We have to remove the transmission off of the KA so we can put the engine on an engine stand. And we have Junior here just starting to take apart some old unnecessary things so he can prepare it to shave the bay. And we got John here just in time, bro.
Always on time, even when I'm late.
You think I'm scared of death? I've done it a million times.
We're gonna be test fitting the intercooler, try to get an idea of where it's going to be placed. What you'll probably do, bro, is you'll probably do like a 90 in here. Damn, touch. It looks like this side is gonna be a lot easier to shave. There's hardly any wiring. The harness is just for simple things like the master cylinder. We have a harness right here that goes to the oxygen sensors that we're not gonna be using. So that in itself, I have to figure out if we're actually going to be needing it or not, but the standalone is gonna be running off a wideband we're installing, which is gonna be from Innovate Motorsports. So they're gonna be managing that. This we can probably either cut and just tape away, take it off the harness, or just tuck it in there so no one could see it. The plan for these couple wires is to relume it, cut a hole right here on this side of the firewall, and then just run it right here. Super short, connect everything. The brake lines are gonna have to stay. You're just gonna have to paint them if you want to, They just sand them down real light, paint them. The brake booster you can either paint, or he was having an idea to run a brake booster delete. Have you seen people run them on these trucks or no?
Just on the Helix on the Toyotas.
Yeah, see, it's different.
90s.
Because I am going to be reluming this whole harness, I'm already taking everything down and stripping it to expose all the wires, and then just zip tying where everything branches off. Junior right now is setting up the engine stand so we can start disassembling this thing. This is a good one. Let me get back to wiring. I took off everything from the engine harness. So at this point, I'm just gonna leave it like this until we know where everything is gonna be set up. Oh, flew all over me. Oh. These two hoses are going to be for the heater, but since we're deleting that, Nice Time Racing makes a really good kit with AN fittings. So I'm taking off this fitting right here, and then it's gonna be deleting it and just rerouting back in itself. Can't wait to assemble that once everything's back from the machine shop.
They look nice yesterday, though.
Yeah, I got them.
Oh, those look good yesterday?
They look good. They were brand new.
Wow.
I got them for my birthday, look.
When was your birthday?
November. Last year.
But he didn't wear them till yesterday.
Till yesterday.
First time.
First time. It's all your fault.
Fuck, you're having it over still. It's over. It's over.
Wait, well, it's not leaking from anywhere.
This is what the PCV valve looks like on the block. We're going to be deleting this from Nice Time Racing. They have a little adapter, so that's going to be
The
converted
fact
to
that I be
AMG.
over ill, emotional, stop rapping till I'm overkill. They broken nails, not the shit that rips your nostrils. Not for real, it's 4 AM, I'm watching Dr. Phil with Dave Chappelle, looking vacant, bitch, she's standing still. I can't stand to pull the canister and pack it fill. I load the ammo, put the animals in camel kilts. I take it easy, smoke a packet just so I can chill.
This
But
is the
Jack
current
is
state of
empty
the
of the
KA.
patches
We had
on
hardly
my
any
attic
issue
rapping.
removing anything except for the harmonic balancer, which we'll probably have the machine shop do because we're paying them to do forged internals anyways. A lot of this stuff that we're removing, we're probably not going to be putting back on. The alternator is getting deleted. The heater hoses are going to be deleted. And even this little PCV valve right here that we talked about a little earlier, that's going to have a nice little fitting attached to it with an AM bung. And we're going to have a little 90 going back to a catch can, as well as welding the valve cover up and putting an AM bung on that as well. We have a valve cover right here with an AM bung already welded. But the issue with that one is that it's from a 240 and the location of the PCV hose is different. So instead of it being in the back like the trucks, it's in the middle for the 240s, which is gonna look kind of ugly when routing the hoses. So we thought might as well just pay the extra money again, weld this one up and make it look a lot cleaner. But that was just a mistake on our end of not knowing, you know, the differences between the truck KA and the 240, which is completely different. There's so many small differences that it makes it kind of a pain in the ass if you want to swap one for the other. So sticking to the KA from your actual chassis is going to be way better. It's going to save you such a big headache. But aside from that, we made a lot of progress, especially these past 2 days. We pulled the motor out, stripped it. I stripped the harness that I could be working on a little later. But the main focus is taking this to the machine shop. It's going to be a long while before we get an update on the motor. Obviously, I could still work on the engine harness and anything that we need to do in the engine bay. But this is just the start. Once we get the motor back, that's when all the videos are going to start coming in for this truck because we have so much to do, so much parts to install. We still have to strip the interior because we need to put the ECU in and get everything set up. But since this shop is a mess right now, we're going to be cleaning things up and we'll be right back. And that is how you do it. Shop's clean, the floor's a little wet, and the anti-skid for the epoxy does not work for shit because I'm slipping and sliding everywhere. This is what we're gonna leave off for today. If Junior decides that I should just start doing more things like installing the standalone and having all that set up right now, I can. But all the other stuff is just a lot of engine stuff, and it's a lot of stuff that we're gonna have to figure out. So we're still debating whether we should start shaving the bay now or shave the bay after we get all the fabrication done because we don't know what's going to have to be modified. Obviously, we have to cut into the little core radiator support, but aside from that, we don't know. The injectors from the truck and S chassis are completely different. A lot of people like to swap over to the S chassis ones because it makes things so much easier. They don't have a lot of aftermarket support for these things, if any. So what we're doing is we're using Wiring Specialties connectors. These are the stock KA connectors from the S chassis. So we're gonna be putting brand new connectors to these Deutschwerks injectors. These are 550cc and they look so good. I still need to get started on the E30, but I don't know when I'm ever gonna touch it. We need to start shaving the bay. Junior's gonna be helping me with that. And then check out the Lincoln. John spent like a whole day cleaning the interior on this thing because obviously with all the concrete work and how long it's been sitting, it was really dirty. This thing looks immaculate. We gotta put on the door panels for sure. I think just the fronts. And we gotta figure out what motor we're gonna be swapping into it. We're gonna be crazy and maybe even put a JZ in this. That would be pretty gnarly and make a lot of people upset, but I think an LS or an LT would be fun. So what do you think, bro? I know you were stressing out a little bit earlier with all the work that needs to be done. It's just the machine shop is the longest part, bro.
It's like 2 months.
Yeah, because if we think about it, once we get the motor back from the machine shop, then we just rely on Dakota for the welding, and then now it's up to us to get shit done. But on that note, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys on the next one.